Hello, this is Ashton's Rants. This is episode 6, and this is all about learning the business of music. So, there are a lot of people that I work with that don't really understand the actual business that they're in as far as how the money is made and where the money goes. And this is obviously really important because if you want to be a professional, you have to learn where you're supposed to get paid and why and for what things. So, I think what ends up happening is a lot of times where we started out when we were younger and we're all very passionate about music, and then in various ways we kind of transitioned into either professionals or hopeful professionals. And during that transition, some of us missed that important step of so what is the business of music? And I'm not really going to go too much into all the details, but more this little discussion is more about getting to know the business side of music and how important it is. So for example, our main sources of income are from streaming sites, maybe a little bit of sales, radio airplay, if you're lucky enough, playing live shows, sync licenses, and all of these things are paid in different scales and paid out for different reasons. So for example, with Spotify, when you're getting those royalties from DistroKid or CD Baby, those are from the master ownership. So you're getting that money because you own the master, and you're getting paid for that. Spotify also pays out on the writer side, but the royalties are substantially less. And that's where, everyone kind of complains about Spotify, rightly or wrongly, in my view, wrongly. But a lot of times those initial complaints were on the songwriter side, that the royalties were so low. For radio airplay, most of the royalties you're going to be getting are just from the songwriter side. So if you wrote the song, you get the royalties. If you were someone who played in the band or on the album, but you didn't get a writer's credit, you're not getting royalties from the writer's share. There is a new royalty out about, I think it's called neighboring rights, which is where you would get paid as a performer, but it's substantially less than radio airplay. For sync licensing, we discussed that in one of the previous episodes. That's where you get your song on TV or film, some sort of license. You actually get paid for both. You get paid for, it's a 50-50 split of the fee. So if the fee was $2,000, $1,000 of that goes to whoever owns the master, and $1,000 goes to who owns the song itself. But then it's important to note that when you get royalties from that, if it gets played on a TV station or something like that, it's only the writer that gets the royalty. So this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of different ways that people get paid in this business. And this is why if you want to be a professional in this business, you're going to have to learn the ins and outs of the business. Basically, what you're getting paid for and why and how much. In addition, on the business side of things, it's important to know about all the business relationships you're going to have, such as producers, co-writers, additional musicians. There's all these different ways you can kind of cut them into the song or just pay them outright. And it's important for you to know the industry standards. So, number one, that you don't give too much, but also that you understand that in some cases you do have to give something up. And, what we always say in the business is 100% of zero is still zero. And this is why it's kind of important to realize that in some cases, it's okay to give up a bit of a percentage of a master or of a song or something if the person you're working with is making it substantially better. You might have a much better chance at success, and then that little whatever percentage might amount to nothing compared to what the person brought to the project. And also, it's important to have this stuff kind of defined before when you're going in, and be fair on both sides. Don't just think of yourself, think of your partnership, because if this is a partnership that works out, you want this partnership to last, and you want to have more success with this person. So again, this is a very, very simple glossary of a few things, not meant to be anything more than that, just to kind of get your mind thinking. And what I would encourage you to do this week is start looking some of this stuff up. We live in an incredible time right now, and you can find out how to do anything. With YouTube, there's LinkedIn Learning, which, by the way, if you have a library card, specifically in Toronto, probably some other cities as well, you actually get free access to LinkedIn Learning, which has some incredible online courses. I don't know if they have a music business one, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. So just start researching this stuff and figuring all this stuff out because it's really, really important. How can you make a plan on how you're going to make a career in music unless you know how you're going to make money and where that money is going to come from?